I do want to speak about the match between Barcelona versus Monaco. Barcelona did lose against Monaco 2-1. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, I'm a little frustrated, a little upset about this game because with the way that Barcelona approached Monaco in the first 10 to 15 minutes, it was a good level. And I would even say that Barcelona competed against Monaco very well with only 10 men. So I'm like, okay, if we provided a level like this against Monaco with only 10 men, can you imagine what Barcelona could have done with 11 total players if Eric Garcia never got the red card? So I am a little annoyed because now we're going to have the Monaco fans saying that we're the best, Barcelona can't beat us, we're going to be one of the Champions League contenders. And then we have other like accounts stating that Barcelona's finished, blah, blah, blah. But I think that it's important for us as the Barcelona fan base, the people who actually know what's going on, to understand that Barcelona's not in a bad phase right now. It is simply because Barcelona made one mistake and that's basically it. And that one mistake was about Ter Stegen making goalkeeper mistakes and Eric Garcia making that one error that led towards getting the red card. And overall, we have to be very appreciative of what Barcelona have done in the first 6 matches in total that we have played. I believe that Barcelona are very strong. The best is yet to come. It is only the beginning and Barcelona will for sure pick themselves back up after this loss against Monaco. We still have a few games left in the Champions League. I still think also that Barcelona will be one of the top contenders in the Champions League this season. It's just that we have been very unlucky. And I would even go as far as to say that there is this poison in this club that has something to do with the defenders and the goalkeeper. Because in the way that we see Eric Garcia make that error to try and go for the player instead of letting that play to go to Ter Stegen to eventually make it 1-0, right? That whole thing, those mistakes has been going on for such a long time. This is not the first time we have seen, like for example, Ter Stegen make a mistake by misplacing a pass to one of the other players. He did it against Mallorca last year. We even saw it against PSG last year. We saw Araujo also commit the exact same mistake that Eric Garcia did. I'm not going to be out here and say that Eric Garcia is trash, Ter Stegen is trash. It is a poison that has to be dissected out. I don't care if it was another goalkeeper with Kobarsi, another goalkeeper with Koundé, another goalkeeper with whoever, right? All of these players can make mistakes like this, and every goalkeeper can also make mistakes like this. It is going to be up to Hansi Flick to make sure that this does not happen again because it really does cost Barcelona. Let's remember, right? Let's track it back to the Barcelona versus PSG game. That whole mistake between Araujo and Ter Stegen could have been easily avoided. Araujo could have easily just said, you know what? I can't catch up to this player. Let me just let Barcola go up against Ter Stegen and see what happens, right? Because it is much better to let that goal go through and make it 1-0 instead of playing a full 75 minutes with 10 men. It is much better. Like, let that goal go through. Just let it happen. If you, the defender, whether it's Araujo, Eric Garcia, Kobarsi, Koundé, if you know that you can't catch up to that player after Ter Stegen made a misplaced pass for whatever reason, or they go on the counter, you just cannot go after that player. Don't try and do the dumbest thing ever by trying to, foul the player. Don't do that. Just let it go. Let it happen. You want to be able to be 1-0 down with 11 men instead of making it 0-0 but with 10 men and 75 to 80 more minutes to play. That's horrible. Barcelona needs to learn from that overall. I'm not here to attack, once again, Eric Garcia, Ter Stegen, nobody. Just overall, we have to learn how to minimize these mistakes to make sure that this does not happen ever again. Massive communication needs to happen between all players, and these things do happen. And looking back at the play between Ter Stegen and Eric Garcia, you can see that Ter Stegen was waiting for Eric Garcia. I don't know why. I think that the reason why Ter Stegen was only waiting for Eric Garcia, nobody else, and why he did not want to pass it to either Kobarsi or Inigo Martinez, who were fully free, by the way, on both of his sides. The only reason why he was so focused on Eric Garcia is because he wanted to take down a midfielder, right? Eric Garcia was supposed to run faster to Ter Stegen for the midfielder of Monaco to come up, leave open spaces, and for that open space to be filled by one of the Barcelona players and to attack on. That is the reason why Ter Stegen was so fixated on just waiting for Eric Garcia. He did not even bother maybe thinking outside the box and passing it to somebody else because he knew that Eric Garcia was running back too slow. Eric Garcia should have done it much faster because, like, really think about it. If you look at the image here, if Eric Garcia were to move much faster with the central attacking midfielder of Monaco running to him, it would have left so much space in the middle of the pitch, and once again, to have a numerical advantage up top. So it's about context, right? It's about knowing what Barcelona wanted to do, to understand why Ter Stegen only wanted to focus on Eric Garcia. He was too fixated. I think that he was a little too focused. He should have just looked elsewhere, and Hansi Flick probably should have told him this and said, you know what, don't force it, okay? I know that this is going to be one of our game plans, but if you don't see it, just think of something else. You're gonna have other options out there. Just pass it to Kobarsi, pass it to Inigo Martinez. Make sure things like this do not happen anymore. And then as for Eric Garcia, once again, like I've said before, just like Ronald Araujo, let the play happen. Let the attack happen. Let Monaco score the first goal. You do not want to go down to a total of 10 men. It's hell. Like, even though we saw Barcelona compete well with 10 men, it is still hell. The players were tired. And Monaco always found it so easy to play out from the back. And, we saw the Monaco fans applauding the Monaco Monaco players. And I'm like, dude, you're really going to be applauding and clapping for the players when you know that Barcelona are down with 10 men? Of course, Monaco, we're going to be playing out from the back well and try to, outnumber Barcelona and go into the final third. Of course, right? Barcelona had one less player. Why are you clapping? Just shut up. Be quiet. It really was an annoying game because you knew that Barcelona could have done so much better. So much better. As a matter of fact, Lamine Yamal, when he scored that amazing goal that, he shot it to the bottom right corner. I'm like, bro, Lamine Yamal scored that goal. We were tied 1-1 and we were with 10 men. Of course, Barcelona could have came back. Of course. But we were very unlucky. And I would even say that, even though I did state that we should not target Ter Stegen or Eric Garcia, I would even say that Ter Stegen had a very unlucky game. He did not have one of the best games in his career. He let a header from Monaco go through. It went through him, and luckily for him, it was offside, right? He was very static. Everybody likes to call him Ter Statue, Ter Statement, Ter Static, Ter Still, whatever. And I get it, right? Because he's very stiff. And then he also made another mistake on trying to punch the ball out, but eventually led towards him punching the ball to behind the net, and it led towards a corner. I'm like, bro, like really? You're really gonna let that error with Eric Garcia dictate how you're gonna be performing for the rest of the game? Really? We need you. We're down with 10 men. And so we saw Hansi Flick try to make some changes by trying to maybe, force some attacking plays. Every time Barcelona won the ball in our own third, we immediately looked for vertical passes. And so we made some changes on the 79th minute with Ferran Torres, Sergi Dominguez, and Gerard Martin coming in. And the players that left was Lamine Yamal, Kubarsi, Lewandowski. That's completely fine. I understand rotation. Remember how we always talked about how Lamine Yamal's minutes needs to be managed much better. Same with Kubarsi, who has been playing a lot. Lewandowski is 37, cannot play in every game and play full 90 minutes. So of course, these three players had to be taken out, and Hansi Flick made the right approach. Now, unfortunately for us, Ferran Torres, Sergi Dominguez, Gerard Martin could not really do much when they were in. I think that this is where the injuries do show, because we could have easily placed maybe a Gavi or a Fermin Lopez or a Frankie de Jong into this game, right? So this is where the injuries really do show, because we could have had much better backups compared to Ferran Torres, Sergi Dominguez, Gerard Martin. Even with Ferran Torres, it should have never been Ferran Torres. If only Ansu Fati was healthy from the beginning. If he never got that injury, it could have been Ansu Fati in full form coming in instead of Ferran Torres, who did not even really do much. So Hansi Flick did state that as soon as we do have our injured players back, Barcelona are going to be improving much better, because we'll be able to find better solutions when, the games do get tough, and we can make better substitutions with players with higher quality. And this is what Hansi Flick had to state after the match. We tried at all times, but we have to accept that they deserve to win. Now we have to recover and come back stronger. They have been very good, but it is normal. They are fast, and we try to defend ourselves. So on the bright side, I would say that, Kubarsi and Lamine Yamal were one of the best players tonight. Kubarsi kept his own area. He stood his own ground. Every time a striker or an attacker from Monaco tried to attack Kubarsi always defended and intercepted the ball well. Of course, Lamine Yamal made the difference tonight by scoring and making the 1-1, right? Who would have thought that he would have scored from that angle? It was amazing. A little scary though, because the fact that Barcelona's best two players tonight against Monaco was Lamine Yamal and Kubarsi, who are both 17 years old. I'm like, dude, like really we couldn't get the best out of any other player. But once again, it was unfortunate. We were unlucky. Barcelona will for sure bounce back. We even have Lamine Yamal breaking a record. At age 17 years old and 68 days, he became the second youngest goal scorer in the history of the Champions League, behind his teammate Ansu Fati, who was aged 17 years old and 40 days. And this is where Barcelona currently are at in the standings. So you can see that 22nd place with a -1 goal difference. We're certainly not anywhere in the top 8, and that is where Barcelona want to be, and that is where we should be, because Barcelona have the quality. But once again, it's still very early. Barcelona still have so many more matches to play. We can for sure reach the top 8. Bayern Munich are skyrocketing right now because, they have great players. They have just beaten, I forgot who it was, but they beaten whoever it was like 9-1 or 9-0, something crazy. So I applaud Bayern Munich for their amazing debut game. Leverkusen are also up there in the top 8, but it is early days. No need to worry, because when I see Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, PSG, Inter Milan, Manchester City, Barcelona in the middle of the table, it is too early. We will for sure rise up. Our next match is going to be on Sunday, September 22nd, and we will be facing Villarreal, and Barcelona will be playing away. So that is it. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.